Jay Electronica with a written testimony.
I'm giving it a 2.
Okay.
Goes to Soulja Slim. The rest of them was okay. It sounded like Jay-Z's mixtape.
He's stealing other people's material.
Sound like leftover songs from the 90s. Yeah, I don't like it. I expected way better from him.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, I'll go ahead and give it my 1 too. I'm gonna give it 4 headphones. But it's two perspectives you can look at this. You take the album that you got and you take his debut album. I'm looking at just the album. It's a 4 headphone album. It's a dope album. After 10-year wait, Jay Electronica finally released his album. No one expected it, and then nobody expected Jay-Z to be pretty much on every song. This is pretty much a joint album. It ain't like a solo debut. I feel like the conversation with him and Jay Electronica went like this. Jay was like, yo, man, I need you to make an album. He was like, I'll make an album if you be on it. So he didn't think Jay was going to be like, all right, I'll be on it. And it put pressure on him to actually do an album.
I don't think it went that route.
I think that's how the conversation went.
I got a feeling he was probably in the studio making music, and Jay was like, yo, let me get on that. You know what I'm saying?
There's no way Jay-Z did
that
Joe.
No, I don't believe that.
No, he can't be that fucking Joe.
He only, Sean, he only did one song except one song. Every other song only had one verse. He didn't have a material just sitting around. You have more than one verse if you already got songs done.
I don't know.
I feel like that's how the conversation went. But this album was supposed to be released a little later, but I guess because with everything that's going on, they pushed it up a little bit. But the Ghost is, man, Jay, his bars on here was heavy. Man, he left a presence on here. He was focused. Ghost of Soulja Slim, The Blinding, The Never Ending Story, The Shiny Suit Theory. That song is 10 years old. 10 years old. It actually fit the album though, but it's 10 years old. Flux Capacitor, I like Hold's verses on there. He talking heavy about the NFL thing, all that. My favorite Jay Electronica song is Fruits of a Spirit. He killed that song. And I didn't hear the Exhibit C flow on here from Jay Electronica at all, except for that song. The album, it doesn't sound like nothing out there right now. Jay Electronica was heavy in the Fruits of Islam before, but I didn't really learn nothing about him after the 10-year wait from listening to this album. He got dope producers on here though, or help. I like the beginning. I don't kind of like how it ended. I like how it started, and it kind of ended on a low note to me. It's short. After 10 years, I definitely didn't expect this. It's unconventional, but as an album, it's still dope, man. I give it 4 headphones. I ain't mad at it. It's just not for Jay Electronica's debut album. He didn't give me enough of it, Jay Electronica.
That I do agree with, so I'm going to also give it a 4 as well. Now, I'm a big Jay fan, and this is not what I expected when I hear this is his debut album. Like, I wanted to hear him and Just Blaze all over the beats, not Swizz. And honestly, I mean, Jay-Z is the best rapper of all time, but I still just wanted to hear Jay Elect. You know what I'm saying? Like, as his album, not just Jay all over it, because Jay-Z's going to outshine him on every track pretty much. So, I mean, but still, this is a hell of an album. I feel like it was still dope, but it just wasn't what I expected, if that makes any sense.
I can kind of agree with you on that one.
I give it 3.5. I'm not gonna give it a 4 because I just felt as though that I needed one real hip hop track on here, and I feel as though I didn't get it like that. But I disagree with Sean saying that he held his own. I thought he held his own. I think he was spitting.
I'm not
Jay
saying
Electronica.
He got smoked,
he didn't get smoked. But Jay Electronica is nice, and Hove made the album better. But this is one of his guys. He signed to Roc Nation. So why wouldn't I be on this album if it could help at this time? I just think that by Hove getting on it, it helped it a lot. But would who would have been on the songs if Hov wouldn't have been on there? And I tend to take Hov off the songs, and I like every song. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, without Hov, I like the songs, but with Hov, it make the songs much better. But I like all the songs y'all said. Ghost of Soulja Slim, Hov, well, they both killed it. But Fruits of a Spirit, man, he murdered that joint, man, by itself. Every other song is good, man. Flux capacitor, and it was just good. I ain't really like API DTA like that. That was the only thing I really didn't. I wanted one more real hip hop track for me to go give it higher than 3.5. I give it 3.5.
Fun fact: they recorded that song the night Kobe died, so I didn't like it, but then I can see why it was a somber mood on there.
Yeah,
man. I don't know if there was an album more anticipated than a Jay Electronica album. So to hear Jay-Z on every fucking everybody love Hov, but to hear Jay-Z on every fucking track is terrible to me. Like I know Jay Electronica could rap. I mean, from Exhibit C to what's that song they had when he was talking about Drake on there? Jay was
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that one. But like Jay Electronica is a fucking alien. But to have Jay-Z on every song, that's disappointing to me because, like, you wanted a Jay Electronica album. This is a collabo. This is Watch the Thrones 2.
Well, who are you disappointed in for that, though?
I'm just I'm disappointed at Jay Electronica for his debut album to be
for
a collabo.
Him to do that. Yeah.
It's a collabo. And I would, like, Ghost of Soulja Slim is dope. I mean, I like the songs, though. Never Ending Story is dope. Shiny Suit Theory might be my favorite song on the album still. I mean,
that's crazy.
It's still maybe my favorite song on the album. Hov go dumb on that fucking song.
Yeah, he does.
Flux Capacitor, I fucking hate the production. That beat might be the most whack beat that Jay-Z ever been on. That shit is terrible. The hook is whack. But, I loved it when it was on Instagram and I read the story like, damn, Jay-Z, that's some hell of a quotables right there.
Triple entendre.
Yeah. It's crazy, but the beat is terrible. I hate it.
That's supposed to be a New Orleans bounce, though.
Man, that shit, fuck New Orleans in that aspect, if that's the bounce. Like, I mean, no disrespect to New Orleans, but fuck that. That shit is terrible. Fruits of a Spirit, I didn't really care for Ezekiel's Will or the last song that you said they made on Kobe's night. I don't know, man. I was very disappointed because I thought Jay Electronica was gonna go stupid on this album. You was gonna get a Jay Electronica album when you got a Jay album.
And that's what I was mad about too. Is like I wanted to hear Jay Electronica. I wanted to hear him and Just Blaze.
As a debut album, I can't give it no higher than a 3.
So I can't give it a 3.
I'm giving it a 3.
Yeah, I gave it 3.5. Just off the fact that
like
the way it polished up. I think that the album is well polished.
Can you tell me
like how
album that's more
saying.
anticipated than a Jay Electronica album?
Well, to be real with you, I'm gonna be all the way real with you.
People really anticipated that.
That's what I was about to say.
You never wanted a Jay
I wasn't
Electronica
highly
album?
anticipating this
I
album.
feel like at this point, I wasn't thinking about a Jay Electronica album at no more.
That's my thing.
2013, people was like, "Yo,
Yeah,
where's
no,
this
at that
album
point,
at?" But
I
as of 2020, no.
2020, I wasn't expecting it.
Yo, we actually talked about this on a year in review, and I think I was like, somebody was like, yo, joking, like, Jay Electronica going to do an album. I'm like, Jay Electronica ain't going to put out no album. No, I ain't expect it. Honestly, I didn't expect it.
I'm just saying, like, if you wanted an album from anybody, it was him just because he gave you.
Okay, no, I agree with you
right,
on
so
that.
that was anticipated. So, like, you wanted this shit to come. And then when it came, you like, oh, well, I was like, what the fuck?
I definitely don't know, man. And it's not better than Watch the Throne, so stop it.
Nah,
stop it.
Nowhere
Please
near.
Stop it.
Who
Please
said that?
stop it.
What are you
No,
talking
some people, trust me.
I mean, I'm not a huge Watch the Throne fan.
I doubt it. A lot of people
Artists
saying
and
that.
everybody, so stop
Mad
that,
Skill.
please. It's not
Mad Skill said that?
Absolutely.
He's tripping.
He said the first line.
He said a lot of dumb shit.
He said the first line he heard.
Yo,
No disrespect.
Yo, on Joe Buttons, I didn't even hear what he said, but what people told me what he said, I kind of agree with what I heard he said.
I agree with him
I
too.
actually kind of agree. I do.
I agree with him. I agree with him as well, but it seemed like he hating though.
How's he? Like,
I'm just being
He's
real.
us now, dog. Like, he's us now.
I understand that, but I just felt as though the way he came off about it, I just thought that he was hating a little bit. That's just me. Everybody tell to think how they want to think.
But well, it's gonna be conversation, man. Listen to that Jay Electronica album. Let us know what you think.
That Jay album.
But yo, we gonna get into this. We gonna get into this episode 173. Rona, let's go.
Yeah.
Fuck.